Slateridge Dairy to learn about efficient manure management and harnessing the power of that manure. But more importantly, I'm trying to watch my step. Owner Ben Peckman runs his farm with his wife and parents. He describes his operation as a small-scale one with approximately 130 cows. Creating efficiency and finding many benefits from manure is something Ben prides himself on. And the main tool creating that efficiency is this anaerobic digester.
Okay, we collect all of our manure, bring it to a central location, and then it's pumped here to the digester behind me. There's 21 days worth of storage or retention time in the digester here. And somebody figured out the manure will release gas for 21 days.
The American Biogas Council describes anaerobic digestion as a series of processes in which microorganisms break down biodegradable material in the absence of oxygen.
There's mixers in here that are keeping the liquid in suspension, more importantly keeping the solids in suspension. The bugs are natural in the manure already, but we heat the manure to 100 degrees with engine heat. So at 100 degrees these little bugs are happy and they're multiplying and they're surviving and they're eating the solids and they're bubble gas up, methane up. And the cover here then captures that gas instead of releasing it to the atmosphere. And then we have a gas that we can burn or do something with.
The biogas Ben is referring to can be used to generate heat and electricity, or it can be used as natural gas and transportation fuels.
Part of our digester is the engine, so we're powering an engine with strictly biogas. So after a year of watching the radiator run and laying my hand on there and just it's always hot air, I thought, so if I had a grain bin here, I could take that heat, I could use that heat to dry grain. So that's what I did. I built 2 bins, and those pipes, the blue and red pipes there, are hot water from my engine over to them. And so when I want to dry grain, I flip some valves and pump hot water over here. And what I'm getting a 20-degree temperature rise in the air going into the bin. So if it's 80 degrees outside, my air is 100 or a little more.
Ben says using the heat to dry his grains also cuts expenses on his fertilizer bill.
With the grain I dried last year, if I'd have taken that same grain, the same moisture to the mill, to a local mill, and paid them to dry it, which I did for years, they would have charged me as much money as I got paid from the electric I sold, the same amount.
Besides the benefits to Ben's operation, the anaerobic digester is also very environmentally friendly.
Every day we hauled manure before, evidently that much gas was just gone in the atmosphere. I had no idea it was doing that. My neighbors didn't know it was doing, still don't know it's doing that. They were like, there's really nothing here that's rocket science. It's manure's manure, pumping manure's pumping manure. It's not that hard.
It might be hard to imagine the smell of this site through a screen, but if you live near a dairy farm like Ben's, you might appreciate a decrease in odors wafting through the country air. And guess what? The anaerobic digester helps with that too.
The biggest thing, we noticed our manure quit stinking like it used to. Well, that was the #1 reason we were interested in a digester at all. We got neighbors out here. If I could haul manure back there and know I'm not causing somebody grief, that would just make me feel better.
Ben credits the digester for being the source of these benefits.
I couldn't have done that without the bins. I couldn't have done the bins without the digester. So it's a very integral part of our farm. I didn't know that 2 years ago, but it ended up it is.
This is Tamara Teague from Manure Manager Magazine and Niche TV, St. Thomas.